Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, as a result, announced quarterly earnings yesterday, and I find it interesting that they actually had a good quarter. They reported positive news, stock went way up, and all the same YouTubers who, when the stock went down and it tanked, who came out and said, "Oh my God, that's the end of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're all going to die, and Hasbro's going to go out of business, the ship's going to sink, and that's it for D&D. We're over." So they have a good quarter, and many of the same YouTubers come out and said, "Oh my God, that's the end. Dungeons and Dragons is done, and so quarter's over, and blah blah blah." But if you listen carefully, the reasoning for it does shift, but they're always doom and gloom, and that's the end, and we're all going to die, and the Earth's going to stop spinning upon its axis. Well, here's what's really going on. There is a shift, and there will be a shift to digital. If you dig into their quarterly report, Hasbro made more money on the digital side as far as margin goes than they did printing things than they did making things. That's where the profit margin is. If you look industry wide, I do write some books on this, in addition to a lot of other things. But if you look at market trends in books in general, 15, 20 years ago, you would have never, ebooks wasn't even a blip, right? They didn't exist really by and large. The print books were everything, and now it's the main complaint with many of these same YouTubers is, well, they're going to go digital. No kidding. The world is going digital. The reason for that is a couple things. It's cheaper, it's easier for me to carry around a Kindle and get 30 books at a time than it is to get one. Dungeons and Dragons is different. I get that. Understood. Let's dig in here a little bit. It is more expensive to print a book. It is more expensive to purchase a book. It is more expensive to store a book. They can get things spilled on them. They can go bad. You can't keyword search it as quickly. All of those things work against keeping print books around. Now, I prefer print books. I have plenty of them. I also have a Kindle. I have tablets. I have all these other things. Now, technology has advanced in the last 20 years, has made tablets a lot better. They made Kindles a lot better. Things are getting better on the tech side, which makes ebooks more usable. That's not going to stop, right? That they're going to keep getting better. So the utility of an ebook is going to increase over time, not decrease over time. Yes, print books are still my preferred go-to, especially in the RPG world. Um, but is that true for a 23-year-old? Is that true for a 22-year-old? Hasbro as a company is just being responsible and looking to the future, and saying, hey, what's coming down the pipeline as far as customer wants, needs, and desires? Print books are not going to be that thing in 20 years. So they're preparing for the future. That's not a bad thing. That is not going to end the game. It's not going to be the end of the world as we know it. What that's going to do is make it more affordable to play because these things are getting a lot more expensive, right? These are not as inexpensive as they once were, and that's not going to change. You have to print them in one place. You have to ship them around. It's you print color, black and white. All these things make a huge price difference. Whereas with digital, you can get a full color depth image and you can see it instantaneously. And I don't have to go order it and wait. I can have it in like 2 minutes. So it's not the end of the world. It's just a change of technology. It's happened before. The world went from printed scrolls to printed books to mass market paperbacks to, now we have audiobooks. It is not the end of the world, right? It's just a change in consumer behavior. And Hasbro is not going to destroy things that are actually making the money. What they're going to do is shift to where that consumer desire is. Now, old players like myself, I prefer print. I've got 3 shelves full of it, right? So, but have I got a lifetime supply already? Am I close to that? Probably. Now my kids, on the other hand, would they rather have digital? It's up to them, right? And yes, I can hear the argument already. I don't want to sit around a table with 5 people and 5 laptops playing a game. Great. DM, have your laptop, have your screen. Players don't need it, right? Players don't need all that stuff. The players are the players. The DM is the guy who kind of keeps the game going. So, do with it what you want, but I think the game's not going anywhere. There will be new stuff out there. They're just shifting to the market desires. So, if you want your market desires to be the way things were done in 1988, all right, fine, but it's not 1988, right? It's 2024. So they're just shifting to where the market's going, and I think that actually is a positive thing for the company, and I think that means Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast is not going anywhere. I really wish they would get off their rear ends and do a Dragonlance streaming series like they were going to, but that's just me. Everybody, don't worry, game's not going to disappear. All the OSR stuff is still out there. A bunch of indies are still out there. The game is not going to stop. It's just not. Everybody have a great day.